Haters gon' hate anyway, man. This in the lab live. Used to bake pies, now I'm on YouTube on In the Lab Live. Hit the like button, yeah, go ahead subscribe. Ain't no telling what you see, it's gonna be a long ride. Better open up your eyes, cause we be in the bitch till 7 in the morning. Coffee in one hand and the sweet got me zoning. Blocking all the haters, shout out my moderators. They make the show greater, main reason why we made it. So up on the top, I can't see the ground. Got these niggas mad, they love when I was down. Now nigga up, and they can't tell me shit. Shout out to Scale Gang and all my people in this bitch. I got haters, I got friends, I got product, I got ends. If I ever get a plaque, I know they gon' hate me then. Still rolling in that lack slow, hotter than Tabasco. Don't matter what you buying, I can get you what you ask for. Hottest in the streets, really niggas can't compete. We be grinding while they sleep, yeah, 7 days a week. I ain't tripping on the docks, telling niggas come box. Right, knock them out of socks, boy, you must be smoking rocks. Hey, this in the Lab Live, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure you guys are most definitely hitting that like button, man. We finna get right into it, y'all. Hey, man, Rainwater done pulled up on Jerry Johnson's lawyer, guys, on live. Oh man, it was crazy. Rainwater went to spreading all that man business. I'm just saying though. But before we do that, you know what I'm saying, we most definitely got to let you guys know who Jerry Johnson is, in case you don't know. He's involved in this whole Mo3 situation, man. You know what I'm saying? He most definitely got hit with a capital order for remuneration, you know, when it comes to this whole entire situation, man. Man, it is crazy. All right, let me get this down from here, you know what I'm saying, so we can most definitely get some of the facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Remember to keep on smashing on that like button. If you ain't hit that like button, man, make sure you hit that like button. Don't be a hater forever. It's never too late to change. I'm just saying, though. All right. You know what I'm saying? Let's start here, guys. This is when we first found out that Jerry Johnson had anything to do with the Mo3 case. You know, of course we asked Rainwater, you know, if he knew this dude, you know what I'm saying, and Rainwater was like, yeah, I know him, you know. And it's crazy that his name would be in this, seeing that Mo3 really didn't have any problems with Jerry Johnson, you know what I'm saying. Maserati Jerry, I think is what they called him. Maserati yeah, dog, whatever, that's what Key One refers to him as, you know. But either way, he's a top ranking member of the GRC, guys, you know, basically, which is part of what Key One is part of, and Jose Bodega, man. You know what I'm saying? They both were part of GRC, man. You know, and recently, not too long ago, GRC was hit with a RICO, guys, and it swooped them all up. The law swooped them all up. They swooped up Jerry, and they swooped up Sid, and they swooped up Bodega, guys. You know, and this goes back to what I was telling y'all about the grand jury testimony from Jose Bodega, you know, to where he told, you know, about what happened with Mo3 as far as Yellow Beezy being the person to pay for it, Jerry receiving the money, you know, to pay Key One, so on, so forth, right? If you didn't catch that video, I most definitely have a video of the grand jury testimony that Bodega allegedly gave to the courts, man. You know what I'm saying? But back to this topic. This is where we first found out about Jerry Johnson being a part of this, man. It says the grand jury referral, DA case number, whatever. It says Jerry Lynn Johnson, hereafter called defendant, on or about the 11th day of November 2020 in the county of Dallas, state of Texas, did then and there intentionally and knowingly caused the unaliving of Melvin Noble, aka Mo3, and an individual hereafter called deceased, by shooting deceased with a firearm, a deadly weapon, and the said defendant did then there cause the unaliving of the deceased for remuneration, which means for money, guys, and the promise of remuneration for Marquise Conway, guys. So it was put dead center in the middle of this, guys. You know, Jerry Johnson put dead center in the middle of this, and then they have his offense, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. You know, you even see they said receiver of money, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Legal Book, you know, for posting that, guys. All right, so it gets a little bit more interesting, right? So I told y'all, you know, basically he was facing a RICO, you know, when it comes to the GRC thing. He was facing a RICO in Dallas, guys, right? So that brings me to my next point, you know, which is Key1 said that certain individuals in this whole case were telling basically to try to get their sentences reduced, you know, they 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, you know, trying to get out of facing a long time in jail. So his words are they're lying on him and Yella Beezy. Now, I also have an upload that I did where Key1 was saying that he seen Jerry and Bodega sharing cells, guys. They were in the same cell, and he FaceTimed them, whatever. You know, he started feeling a certain type of way, right? It had already came to the Mo 3 sector attention that Jerry could potentially be talking, right? So we told Key1 about Jerry basically telling on him. Now, Jerry was a person that Key1 looked up to highly, right? He kind of like a father figure to him, you know. When it comes to the street things, he put Key1 on in so many words, you know, and basically took care of Key1 and even looked out Key1 while Key1 was locked up for the unaliving of Mo 3, right? But that was until Jerry got locked up himself. Now back to this call, you know, that he had with Key1, that Jerry and Bodega had with Key1, into which they were said they were in the same cell. Key1 says that he thinks that this whole plan to involve Yella Beezy was concocted by Jerry and Bodega as they shared that cell together. You see what I'm saying? And he's saying they came up with the whole story, you know, basically to pin it on Yella to get themselves out, right? And he still wasn't convinced, you know, fully, you know, that Jerry had anything to do with it, right? But then here recently, some more paperwork came out with Jerry and his federal, basically RICO type charge that he had with GRC, into which he took a plea deal, right? Now this is important because if you pay attention, Jerry's name is on this witness list that just came out. I mean, Jerry Johnson was on this witness list that just came out, you know, basically to testify in the Mo 3 trial. This is crazy, guys. Let's go here, because when it comes to the plea deal he took with the feds, it all ties in, guys, and it might make this whole picture I'm painting a little bit more clear. All right, so let's go here, guys. Now, like I said, this plea agreement that he did with the feds may paint the picture a little bit better for you, right? Because, you know, theories are that Jerry won't take the stand situation. He gonna basically let Bodega do his dirty work for him, right? You know, Jerry just recently signed for 27 years, guys. But it has a form of a clause in it to where basically his time can be shortened, right? If he does what he's supposed to do as far as cooperation, you know, when it comes to this situation. So check this out. Shout out to Room 901, because they kind of broke it down a little bit, as well as they got this plea agreement, you know, to Jerry took in his federal situation. Check this out.
All right, we got in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas, Dallas Division, United States of America versus Jerry Lynn Johnson, aka Maserati, aka Pops. Plea agreement. Jerry Lynn Johnson, the defendant. Tim Mitchell, the defendant's attorney in the United States of America.
So you hear it, you know what I'm saying? They basically breaking down his plea agreement. Guys, I want y'all to listen close to what they had to say.
Agree as follows. 1, rights of the defendant, and it goes in to plead guilty, to have a trial by jury. They gave him his rights, right? They let him know you do have these rights. Then they have the waiver of rights and plea of guilty. So Jerry Johnson did waive these rights that they have listed in number 1 to plead guilty to the offense alleged in count 1 of the second superseding indictment, charging a violation of 21 U.S.C. 846. It goes on and on. That is a conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute a controlled substance. And in count 12, 713.
So there you go. You see that they was on, drug-related charges when it came to this federal situation, which ties into what Key One said, basically about boys making up lies to get their time short. So let's continue.
Of the second superseding indictment, charging violation of 26 U.S.C. 5841. Let me go ahead and flip this. And that'll give us this will give us what this particular count is. I know 713 wanted to know what count 12 was. Goes into the numbers, and that is possession of an unregistered machine gun and aiding and abetting. All right? So
a machine gun. Good Lord, man, these GRC boys on it all.
The most important language is on page 10, right? So let me, because baby, we gotta. I know we weren't planning to be here long. I want them to see.
Let's see. We ain't gonna leave. Look, take your time. We ain't gonna leave no stone unturned.
Okay. So we have page 10 here, right? And on this page, it looks like the government's agreement. It says the government will not bring any additional charges against the defendant based upon the conduct underlying and related to the defendant's plea of guilty. The government will file a supplement in this case. That is strong language, family. I need y'all to pay attention.
Did y'all hear that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because this is what ties everything in to the Mo 3 situation.
Possibility number 4, federal case solved, state case still part. This is where Mo 3
Let's
comes
go.
in. His federal case is now resolved, but his Mo 3 murder case is inactive. That can mean the state is waiting. The state does not need him right now. The state is holding him as a possible future witness, or the state has not decided whether to pursue him actively. Inactive does not mean dismissed.
Right. Y'all know we got our eyes on it. We got our eyes on everything. Y'all know soon as it come through, y'all gonna know.
If Jerry testifies later, if he ever becomes a witness in the Mo 3 case, the defense will attack him hard. You had counsel.
If he ever becomes a witness in the Mo 3 case, which we seen the witness list, and Jerry name is most definitely on it.
Missed. You were facing time. You made a deal with the government. You're hoping for future help. And you have no reason to tell prosecutors what they want to hear. I'm sorry. And you have a reason to tell prosecutors what they want to hear. Even without an obvious cooperation clause, the defense can still argue bias.
Hold on real quick. Salute to my boy Slide, man. I agree. He said, so possibly he can get his state dismissed and get a fair reduction. He is boxed in. That 27 is definitely
Let's go, Slide. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bottom line, this plea agreement does not openly prove Jerry cooperated, but it does show he pled to 2 major counts, accepted a 27-year sentence, forfeited property, and the government dismissed the remaining counts after sentencing. The legal chess question is not just, did he cooperate? It is, was this just a federal cleanup deal? Or did Jerry give the government something valuable enough to keep his Mo 3 case inactive while the bigger bull keeps moving?
So, we basically get how Room 901's breakdown of this entire situation, man, into which a lot of people feel like Jerry most definitely cooperated. His name is on the witness list of the Mo 3 case, guys. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, Jerry could be a big piece of everything that's going on in this entire situation when it comes to the Mo 3 case. Particularly people feel like Jerry is snitching, you know what I'm saying, along with Jose Bodega, man. And I seen some recent filings that I can't find right now for some reason, but Jerry's new lawyer, you know, well, I ain't gonna even say new, I'm gonna say Jerry's lawyer, you know, who I find out is from Dallas, you know, because like I told y'all, Rainwater confronted him, guys. Well, his new lawyer put in some motions, you know, and basically said that, hey, he about to move some stuff around when it comes to this whole entire case, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, I have no idea who this fella is, you know, where he came from, and none of that. I just knew that he was representing Jerry Johnson, right? So last night, you know, I happened to be over there by Sco's, Say No to Sco, and basically he had Jerry's lawyer on the panel. So Rainwater caught wind that this guy was on the panel, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's just say, when Rainwater got up there, things got very interesting. Come to find out, this situation is deeper than we thought, even when it comes to the attorney. You know what I'm saying? Because come to find out, you know, this guy is basically deep in Dallas. I guess most definitely had some kind of encounters with Mo3. And basically Rainwater went on to call him a Mo3 hater, and says that he has represented people before, you know, that were accused of doing things to Mo3's associates. But I'm gonna let Rainwater tell y'all. But this is basically how it kicked off. Go, let's get in there. He asked him, would he like to speak anything involving the Mo3 case? Once again, this guy represents Jerry Johnson. Water into the building, guys. You know what I'm saying? Now look at his face when he sees Rainwater. You know, now Rainwater being Mo3 manager, you know, I can believe that the tension runs deep, you know, when it comes to these two. But I want y'all to check out the exchange that they had, you know, when talking about this situation. Look how he looking at Rainwater. Lord have mercy. Let's go. Rainwater said that this guy is a fraud, guys. Now, as an attorney, check out the way this dude conducts himself. Rainwater says, watch it come out, you know, that people are gonna see that this guy is a fraud. Let's continue. He said, you a Mo3 hater, you a Mo3 fraud. Dude says, no, I'm not. Rainwater says, yes, you are. Now, you can tell, hey, I don't know if this is a Sco production. I don't think so. Sco said this just kind of happened. But man, ain't it something? You know, Rainwater basically going after the attorney, Jerry Johnson. Rain calls him attorney. And then he turns around and tells Rain, you know I'm more than that. Okay? Well, what are you? He says, I'm just gonna leave it at that. He tells Rainwater that he's more than an attorney. Man, what's going on? Rainwater said, I'm coming for what's in your safe. You know that stuff that you selling that's in your safe. But it's Rainwater is something else, man. He is something else. Dude says, I'm more than an attorney. Rainwater says, I'm coming for that stuff that you sell that's in your safe.
What the fuck is going on?
Man, I don't know. Hey, but this is good. You know what I'm saying? This is most definitely good. Let's let him continue. He tells Rain, I don't know what you talking about. I bet you don't. I wouldn't want to know what he was talking about either, especially if I was supposed to be an attorney, you know, that's representing a kingpin. And Rainwater say, I'm coming for that stuff that you selling, that you got in your safe. Wow. So we find out, he said that YB, Mo3 little partner that got unalive in Greenville, was allegedly knocking down attorney Andrew Wilkerson's girlfriend or baby mama. And I think that this has some kind of ties to Young Bull. I think that's his homeboy, if I'm not mistaken. Let's continue. He said EJ cut you off. Earl Spence had some kind of ties with this dude. Rainwater putting it all out there. This guy is not only tied to Jerry, he's tied to EJ as well. Eddie hollering about, I don't know what you're talking about, and telling Rainwater he just want attention. Who y'all believe? I think Rainwater may have the drop on this here fella. I'm just saying. He says that Rainwater is trying to bait him, but he's smarter than Rainwater and always has been smarter than Rainwater. This is crazy, guys. So we got Jerry Johnson, attorney, going back and forth with Rainwater. Rainwater said, I just gave you $1,000 for a consultation. Oh man, so he most definitely know this guy. He says that this guy goes against Mo 3 on anything. So he's saying that Andrew Wilkerson, you know what I'm saying, attorney, has some kind of hatred or internal hatred or beef with anything that got to do with Mo 3. EJ's partner, which means he at one point in time he was cool with Earl Spence. He says, I am representing Jerry Johnson. Whoa, he said that was yelling them partner. So this guy right here was potentially the lawyer for Jerry, was potentially cool with Yellow Beezy and Earl Spence. Man, I'm telling you, you find out something new every day. All you got to do is sit back and listen. Rainwater is most definitely letting it fly. And I've been noticing Rainwater has been pulling up on a lot of these guys that he felt like had problems with Mo 3 or that he knew had problems with Mo 3 and basically put them in the dirt. Rainwater just said that his partner went to jail after he sold some stuff that he got from Mr. Attorney Andrew Wilkerson. Whoa! Get into some kind of ties with Black Youngster. Rainwater saying that him and Mo 3 was riding, and Black Youngster hit him up on the phone asking about this attorney Andrew Wilkerson. I guess the Wilkerson dude called Black Youngster when Black Youngster went to jail in Dallas and was basically trying to represent him, and that's why Black Youngster called Rainwater, called Mo 3 asking who is this lawyer, and Rainwater says that Mo 3 said that Andrew Wilkerson is not no lawyer. So now he don't even want to talk about it no more. He ready to get back to Northern Wales. Rainwater might have hit a pressure point, man. You know what I'm saying? He might have hit a pressure. But these are some heavy allegations to be online, you know, making against an attorney. He said you sell guns on the street and help people get locked up. Wow. He asked him what happened to the Greenville case. Because, you know, that's where Mo 3 homeboy got unalived at. And Wilkerson starts deflecting, talking about, you know, something else, you know, but not wanting to talk about the Greenville case. What's up with the Greenville case? And Rainwater done said, put some head allegations on your back, say we coming after the stuff that you got in your safe, and basically said that you sell guns to get people locked up as an attorney. Wow. Want to get those scopes. Rainwater say he too friendly. He said he against anybody that's still against his nigga Mo 3. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. At times Rainwater be having me confused. I don't know if he for Mo 3 or against Mo 3, you know, but he most definitely popped out right now, you know, and he also popped out on Sleazy Beezy one day, you know, and basically got on their top. So I don't know. Maybe he telling the truth about, you know, still stepping on the ops, you know, when it comes to Mo 3. I had to pull up laughing because that was too funny, y'all. I was just sitting there like, wow, he about to lose it. Done messed up, Rain done messed up the whole show, you know. So it was most definitely funny, man. Especially when he started saying, yeah, man, look, it's Mo 3 sector people in here. I don't never see no Mo 3 sector people in here like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I pop up laughing. It was most definitely funny. He said 3 of them was over there smashing Wilkerson's mama, and Wilkerson was crying online. So maybe that explains why he don't like anything to do with Mo 3. You know, so I just wanted y'all to see, you know, that Rainwater most definitely went over there standing on business, you know, in the name of Mo 3, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we find out that Jerry's attorney has most definitely been on YouTube. We got pretty much all the key players over here in the Mo 3 sector for some reason. That is crazy to me, and we also find out, according to Rainwater, that dude did not like Mo 3, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Mo 3 was allegedly knocking down his baby mama. Boy, this is crazy, man. Only over here, man. Make sure you hit that like button. If you new over here, subscribe to the channel, man. Shout out to Room 901, and most definitely shout out to Say No to Sco, man. This was a crazy situation, man. And I can't wait for this trial, man. August 24th is going down, and we'll find out whether Jerry is really working with the laws or not. You know what I'm saying? Everything shall be revealed, man. Once again, hit that like button, man. Make sure you subscribe. Outwalk Gang, check in out.